My fellow American citizens, you're not gonna like what I am about to tell you. My fellow citizens, everyone's losing their minds about the Riyadh Comedy Festival, specifically about American comedians performing there because, of course, if Americans aren't involved, did it even happen? I went on the John Lovett podcast and we had this exchange.
Awesome. What was your reaction to the Riyadh Comedy Festival?
The whole idea was like, oh, they're whitewashing the regime. I said, okay, so isn't American politics questionable too? The fact that we also, the whole idea about like we're better than everybody. If you don't talk about like, destruction or talk about war, America has been doing that for years. I think we are actually like guilty of what many of the things that we accuse other countries.
I posted this clip on my feed and in the comments, there were very heated discussions going both directions. So let's unpack this together. First of all, disclaimers. I'm not part of the Riyadh Comedy Festival. I'm a huge fan of John Lovett and I am not here to dunk on anyone. I'm actually here to dunk on everyone. So, my fellow citizens, let's get to it. So my point was that America is in no position to lecture other countries about morality or human rights violations. And it's not just because of the funding and the enabling of a live stream genocide for 2 years, although that's a very solid start. America is the empire of this day and age. And like empires that came before, America does evil things. A lot of evil things. Since World War II, America has killed millions, went into multiple illegal wars, lied about treasons going into wars, set up dozens of dark sites worldwide, killing and torturing people because of our safety. I know it's hard to hear. We're supposed to be the good guys. Body count-wise, America is the most prolific serial killer in modern history. And if this doesn't sound patriotic, you can take it from the most patriotic of all of us.
You respect Putin. I do respect him. Putin's a killer. A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Why, you think our country's so innocent?
And that's fine, because empires are supposed to be evil. Empires don't control the world with McDonald's and rom-coms. They do it with dominance, might, and good old-fashioned barbarism. The fact that you do it sitting on a chair pushing a button to unleash deadly drones thousands of miles away, yes, it sounds like a video game, but still pretty barbaric. But because we're human, we need to believe we're good. So we tell ourselves these violations happen for a reason, for liberty, for justice, because they hate our freedom. Spoiler alert, they hate getting bombed more. If you're not on board with this, congratulations. You have created a reality where the superpower you live in is a benevolent force for good. If you need that delusion to survive, who am I to ruin your fantasy? And before you ask, why do you live here if it's so evil? Because it's better to live inside the empire than outside it, waiting for your turn to get. But America isn't that bad. We don't kill journalists. No, we just watch them getting killed live by the IDF, America's military, on the key to die. More journalists died in Gaza than in all wars of the last 100 years combined. But we have freedom of speech. Sure, we do. And it's great until you cross the line. Remember what happened at American universities last year? Riot police, SWAT teams, student encampments destroyed, students beaten, arrested, doxxed, their careers ruined. If those scenes came out of another country, we'd be planning an invasion to liberate. So, if we are boycotting comedians for performing in other countries, maybe we should start with this one. But comedians here don't perform for the government. They don't participate in propaganda, whitewashing the face of the regime. Bingo. Good. Now we found common ground. So the rule is no government, good. Government, bad. Cool. Let's apply that evenly. What about comedians at the White House Correspondents' Dinner? What about celebrities receiving honors from the president? What about sports teams visiting the White House? What about the president throwing the first pitch at baseball games? What about the millions of dollars the military dumps into advertising at sports events? Isn't that propaganda? Isn't that aligning the government with the lovable image of celebrities, athletes, and entertainers? Why don't we boycott that? What about USO shows performing for troops on military bases? Yes, I know we love the troops, the brave men and women who swore to protect us, but those brave men and women are being used by a ruthless, murderous machine, inflicting pain and destruction around the world, killing civilians, women, children, and sometimes journalists. We prop them up. Thank you for your service. Meanwhile, the rest of the world prays, please, for God's sake, discontinue you this service. And if you think this is me going too far, how about you listen to the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War, speaking to the U.S. Army generals, telling them exactly what they do for a living.
Today is another Liberation Day, the liberation of America's warriors, in name, in deed, and in authorities. You kill people and break things for a living.
Here you go. So should we boycott comedians entertaining the troops while they prepare for the next freedom massacre? And for all these comedians dissing other comedians going to Riyadh, where was the outrage when Jerry Seinfeld went to Israel's genocide amusement park playing target practice with images of Palestinian women and children, shamelessly supporting the most evil entity on the planet, the IDF?
Let's go IDF! Let's go IDF!
And again, I'm not going to Saudi. However, I'm going to Kuwait, Dubai, Beirut, and other cities to be announced in my next Middle East tour. Belly of the Beast! Get your tickets now! Sorry, had to plug that in. But I get it. It's human nature to think that our country is good, that we are good people. But guess what? Whatever low opinion you have of other countries, you'll be shocked at how the rest of the world views us. Now, I've heard a lot of criticism about Bill Burr. Never met the guy. He probably doesn't know that I exist. One complaint was he made a career out of attacking billionaires. How could he take a big check after that? Which brings me to the nature of comedy. Yes, Bill Burr makes jokes about billionaires. People come to his show, they laugh, they applaud him for taking down those greedy motherfuckers. Then they go home, wake up the next day, and drive to work for the same corporations run by the same billionaires they were laughing at the night before. And guess what? Bill Burr's tour, like every comedian tour, including my own, is promoted, managed by mega corporations run by billionaires. Bill Burr's whole persona is that he's a damaged, white-age white guy with anger issues. Taking moral lessons from his comedy is quite frankly insane. Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, and the rest are all comedians. They have opinions. They sometimes inspire people with carefully crafted words. They relate to you because they say the things you think, but better and funnier, to help you release whatever anger in there inside you. And it's not that they don't believe what they are saying. They probably do. But like you, they mean what they think, say about those evil billionaires, and in the same time, they are also stuck in the machine. And like you, they vent about it. We are all the same. Every morning we wake up, suit up, drive somewhere to work, and serve the same freaking machine. And the biggest machine of all is this country, the United States of America. Whatever evil regime you don't like in Africa, Asia, or Latin America, it's mostly funded, supported, armed, or drained by the US. We sell them weapons, we fund them, we protect them, or at least we look the other way because we need them. And the money we suck out of those bad countries come back here to finance your way of life in the form of the big fat check. See how it works? So in a way, we are also paid by the regimes we shit on around the world. Well, if that's the case, why are you so focused on Israel? You know, isn't it just like a band? Because none of those other bad countries control our Congress, president, and elections. None of those countries have such insane immunity inside the United States that just by criticizing them, you can lose your job, your reputation, your career. You know, like those college kids. The American values you think we stand for, they only exist in movies, in entertainment, in a carefully curated image sold to us so we can feel better about ourselves, living comfortably, conveniently, while we continue to bitch slap the rest of the world out of its resources. We are not better than the rest. So get off your moral high horse and look around you, buddy. We're as bad as everyone else. Some might say we're even worse. We just have better PR. However, there is one more argument that I can't really get around, which is 9/11.
For Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
Yes, 9/11. I have no answer for that. I mean, the evidence is so overwhelming.
Another development on Saturday, New York officials revealed at a news conference here in the city that a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
Yeah, if you can believe that.